Massive win yesterday. Sydney Swans turned it on by 77 points as we get straight into this game of football. No one saw this coming, Jonathan Brown, and the Swans really shook the Crows to their foundation yesterday.
It did. It's the Kurt Tippett game, boys. So a bit of controversy leading into it, obviously, in Paddy Dangerfield's 100th game. Adelaide started off well in the first 5 minutes. Cullinan's kicked that goal. They had the first 7 inside 50s, but then Sydney went inside and kicked their first goal of the game. And from then on, it was all Sydney Swans. Hanbury's had...
Who was on it?
Well, no one. The bloke in the pie stand. 28 touches he had at half-time. He was on track for 60 possessions nearly, boys.
Jeez.
They dominated. What Sydney did to Adelaide was they played them really one-on-one. The last few weeks, Adelaide's been using a short kicking game, and it's been effective for them. Sydney done their homework, manned them up really hard with one-on-one and high tackling pressure. At the moment, Adelaide's really struggling for forward options. Paddy Dangerfield looks like their most dangerous option. This was the goal of the day, boys, by Andres Everett. Fantastic effort there.
White, how did he go? Jesse White.
Jesse White was terrific. There's a lot of urgencies in the tall forwards and the ruckman, boys, because of course, Kurt Tippett to come back in, Sam Reid to come back in, Lewis Roberts-Thompson to come back in. So Big Mummy played pretty well. Jesse White was good. Mitch Morton was very good as well. He kicked 3 goals.
And young Mitchell, 31 touches again.
Yeah, Barry Mitchell's son, he was fantastic. You can throw a blanket over the midfield in terms of the votes there. Daniel Hanbury was fantastic with 42 possessions in the end, 9 votes there. Kieran Jack, Ryan O'Keefe, who took the match up on Thompson, and Luke Parker had a fantastic first half. So you could have given votes to a lot of guys. Here's the rundown. Adelaide's got Richmond, the bye, Gold Coast Suns and West Coast. The Swans will enjoy a beer this weekend, and then Port Adelaide, Carlton and Melbourne. But I'll tell you what, normally, boys, it's not that enjoyable to watch a game that's 100 points into...
So on the leaderboard, Brownie, the Lou Richards medal, Ablett, Hanbury, Jack, Mitchell and Watson. So 2 of the top 3 Swans and all 3 outside Victoria, Brownie.
Sorry, it's not that enjoyable to watch a game. It's where a team's up by 100 points halfway through the third quarter. But it was great to watch Sydney Swans at their absolute best. Their pressure was magnificent. Their midfield was terrific. The big fellas down forward were kicking some goals. So it's going to be an interesting one, Lloydie, going forward. Who do they fit into the forward line? Goodsey was probably the only forward that had a quiet day.
Sam Reid might have to try and find a spot back, I think, because he might be squeezed out of that forward line. But,
interesting to see. It's time for an Origin Energy Sports Update. Christy Moldhouse is ready and waiting.